This is my 40-year-old vintage RV, and this is exactly how it sits before any rebuild begins. It's built on a mid-80s Toyota chassis, compact, lightweight, and simple compared to modern motorhomes. From the outside, it still carries that classic boxy shape with the original windows that have seen decades of use. Most of it is untouched, as it still has the original layout. It's not fully restored, it's not fully upgraded, it's just an honest 40-year-old motorhome. Before I start tearing into walls, I just want to document the true starting point. Welcome to a tour of my 1985 vintage motorhome. I wanted to make this video because I'm about to remodel this RV here, and this is probably one of the last times that I can film it or make a memory of what it looked like before it's been remodeled. And walking around on the inside is like just stepping back into the past. It's actually pretty cool, but at the same time, a lot of things are broken and need to be fixed. So first thing you see when you step in here is the bathroom, and now it does have an RV toilet and a sink with a shower in here. And up top there is like a little skylight vent thingy here. And stepping on inside here, you can see it is pretty compact. When I do step into the shower, it becomes even more compact here. But I guess it serves its purpose. You can take a shower on the road. I would assume that the door to the shower is right here. So I guess this would have been just a nice wood door here. And that brings me to the next part, which is the sleeping area here. And this looks probably about the size of a full bed, maybe a little bit bigger than a full, definitely not as big as a queen. And there is a step here to kind of hop up, along with a rail that has these curtains here. So you could probably block out some sunlight or sleep with a little bit more privacy. Now I am 6 feet tall, and I will just demonstrate how much room there is. So we're looking at about, just enough room. Just enough room for me to sleep comfortably. I think if you're taller than 6'1", 6'2", you might be uncomfortable. And there's definitely enough room for 2 people up here, but there's not enough room for me to sit up fully. Moving right along here, we got the kitchen area. We do have a fridge here, which is pretty nice, along with a stove, a Wedgwood stove. Never heard of them, but I'm sure they've been around for a while. And a hood range here with some storage. Looks like we have plenty of storage for spices, canned goods, chips, things like that. And we got some more storage right here. This actually might be better for spices and things like that. And 2 drawers, cool, along with some stove parts, I guess. Now, I don't know a whole lot about RVs, but this one does have the water tank inside. I'm not sure if that's common or whatnot, but here is the freshwater tank underneath this carpet. And I calculated roughly what it is. It's probably about 22 gallons. And this just sits on top of the rear wheel. This is a dually, so this space is a little bit bigger than usual. This would have made for a pretty decent sized cooking space. You got plenty of room here to chop up vegetables or prepare the food. And when we turn around here, we actually have the sink. And this sink is actually pretty big for an RV. It would have made a pretty nice area for washing dishes or washing vegetables here. Stepping on back, you see we got some more storage. Underneath here, we got plenty of space for things, along with the other wheel well storage here. And this must be some sort of propane heater or something like that. We do have a couple drawers with some goodies in here. Nice. You gotta love organized storage. Above this sink is another cabinet with some 1980s technology here. Looks like we got some fresh and gray black water checking whatever here. I don't even know. Tank battery, water pump. Pretty cool little dash with the Dolphin logo on there. Wow, Larson Electronics manufactured right here in Fullerton. That's pretty cool down the street. And over here in the wall looks like our temperature control, most likely for the propane heater. With some more storage here, looks like we got closet space, which is really nice. We could hang up some clothes and maybe store some things down here. This looks like the vent from the gray water tank, I'm assuming. And underneath here is the propane water heater, along with, I don't know what that is. A vent for the propane water heater? I have no idea. And up top, I keep hitting my head on this air conditioner, which is super annoying. I'm hoping that a new one will be more flat. But I'm not sure if I'm hitting my head because the ceiling's old and bowing down, or this is just how it came from the factory. I mean, back here, I can pretty much stand up straight. I think this is pretty flat because this is probably holding it up. But over here, yeah, it's definitely coming down a bit. The bezel on this AC is just too wide in my opinion. And moving on to the dining area here, you can see the table down there that would have been sitting up here along with these cushions pushed up like that. And you can see there's more storage here. This RV has plenty of storage. You could probably put, you know, some clothes, board games in here, whatever else you fancy. And yeah, this is pretty wide space for sitting. Wow, got plenty of room here for me and 5 friends. And yeah, it's pretty roomy. There's a lot of space to sit down. I could imagine if you're sitting here playing card games, eating dinner with a couple people, no one's gonna feel cramped. For a small RV, this is pretty spacious. And I like all the windows. It doesn't make me feel claustrophobic or anything. I can see outside just fine. I did notice that this underneath here is actually storage that you access from the outside. So the storage is essentially yay big, and you can only get to it from the outside there. And on this side, we do have some storage that we can access. But again, there's another box there that is accessed from the outside. But we do have some room in the back here. And along with this side, there is some storage here. These look like water tanks, but they're actually water tanks that have been repurposed to storage bins. Because inside this big one is the propane tank from the outside. And inside this little one is actually like a little battery in there. But there's also some storage around it, so we could squeeze some items down there, which is pretty nice. And up top here, we also do have one more little skylight vent. And looking onto the front is the cab, which is on a beautiful 1985 Toyota interior here. And while there isn't that much space to come back here, there is enough to kind of, you know, squeeze through. And I did notice that this pops up so to make more headspace when you're trying to access the cab from the back. And that's pretty much it. The full tour of my 1985 vintage motorhome. I wanted to make this video before I did demos so I can kind of remember what it looked like before and also compare the before and after in detail. Plus, I just think it's interesting to take a look inside these old RVs here because they are slowly fading out, and these aircon and lights really get on my nerves already. Jeez. And 10 years down the line here, who knows what's still going to be on the road. But now we have video proof of what this RV looked like in its former glory. And a couple things on the cab. It is on the Toyota pickup truck. So it is the 4-cylinder 22RE, which I heard is super reliable. And it only has about 48,000 miles on it. So pretty much this old gal here just been, you know, sitting most its life, and it seems that most of the problems are just from not doing maintenance on it, not resealing windows and things like that, because the sun will eat away at those and cause leaks over time. If it wasn't for the leaks, it probably would be in pretty good condition here. And I'm still learning a lot about these old Toyota RVs, but apparently these are like kind of micro RVs. They're not as big as regular RVs. I think they're more about the size of the Sprinter vans. Looking from video and photos, they look big, but when you're in person, it looks kind of cute and compact. And apparently also they're pretty popular. A lot of people love them, and they swear by that 22RE engine, and they seem to be just built pretty nice overall. So I'm excited that I got my hands on one, and yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap up that for the tour. Not much else to show you. Thanks for watching. Follow along as I turn this 40-year-old vintage RV into my dream tiny home on wheels. And I'm going for a 1980s kind of futuristic retro vibes like Miami Vice or Surfing California type thing. And I'm not sure how it's all gonna turn out, so if you're curious about that, I will be documenting the whole thing with my ups and downs, all my failures included. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.